Good evening, Fernwood. It is your fidgety digit Neil, and it's time for us to get touchy-feely with another episode of Mary Hartman. We are watching episode 295 today from May 20th, 1977. Ooh, we had some big shakeups yesterday, so let's see how they shook out. We started the episode with George Shumway doing some tests on his bug gun. He tried to lure a fly in with some honey and was startled by Mary Hartman showing up to ask for advice about her marriage. George is a bit more focused on his invention and doesn't have the time to listen to her, asks her to be quiet, and accidentally squirts himself in the eye with bug killer. Martha stops by to find a spatula she left there, and George gets into her for not just buying a spatula for her new place with Mac Slattery. But because her parents aren't listening to her, Mary explodes, saying that her marriage is falling apart. However, the Shumways are too focused on next week when Martha decides whether she will stay with Mac or come back to George. And with things unsettled there, George just hopes he doesn't get squirted in the eye again. Nearby at the Hager residence, young J.D. is feeling ill, and Loretta wonders what to do about it because he isn't able to communicate what's hurting. Charlie pops in and notices that his head is burning up, and Loretta finds a bowl of candy which apparently J.D. ate entirely. Then she notices a specific packet which she remembers was filled with mothballs. And as the boy writhes in pain, he screams out, "Mommy," which is his first word. The Haggers pick up the boy to rush him to the hospital, and Loretta is thrilled to hear Johnny Doe's first word, but also hopes that it's not his last. Over at Martha's apartment, Max Slattery is urging Martha to stay with him, but Martha has the omen from Standing Cow on her mind. Not only is there the portent of doom hanging over Martha staying with Mac, but Martha also still has some feelings for George, and Mac is just going to have to wait until next week when Martha makes up her mind. Then we're with the Jeters, who are really playing up this old-time homey atmosphere when Merle receives a visit from some brownies and an old man who has not received his social security check. It turns out that Wanda has started a new campaign to come get to know the mayor, and this is leading to a little chaos. And then finally Mary is cleaning water spots off of her glasses while musing about her failing relationship to Tom, and gets a call from Dennis Foley, whose parents are pleasant and affectionate to her. Dennis asks Mary if she'll come visit them for tea, and Mary doesn't respond. So Dennis says, "Please get back to me when you're ready," and we're left with Mary wondering about the potential of her life. Like I said yesterday, everyone, this was an episode of turns. Today is Friday, so maybe we'll get some big impact. I can't promise that because things have been odd, but why don't we get started?
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman!
Well, the microphone's up in here, and let me just listen through this thing here.
Hey, have you got that kerchief?
Yeah.
Let me see if you can.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, I think this should go around your neck.
Yeah. I'm just a little bit nervous about this whole thing, babe. I just hope to God the whole thing comes off all right.
Now, Merle, trust me on this big guy.
Well, I hope Miss Adeline don't come busting through that there bedroom door barefoot with her teeth in a glass like some kind of slob or something.
Yeah. That's why I locked her in the bedroom there.
Oh, God, I can't tell you how much it pains me she's in there. You know, if she was just a little bit less revolting.
Yeah, I know, but... well, what can I tell you, Merle? What price glory, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, you folks ready? We're all set.
Here we
Absolutely.
go.
Hey, best of luck. Remember, we're live.
Thank you.
Now,
Do I
is this
look
good for us right here?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Listen, we'll start on the sign and pan down, huh?
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming to you live from Casa de la Chica Bonita Apartments, site of Fernwood's own mayoral residence. Tonight, we have a chance to be at home with the Jeters.
You know, Merle was saying to me only the other day as we sat down to grits, rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief, doctor, lawyer, Indian chief. I love them all. Merle Jeter is an equal opportunity mayor.
Right, Wanda. I do love them all. Indian chiefs, too. But I tell you, folks, I do have to make a little bit of a confession here. Something here lately has been bugging me a little bit, been troubling me.
Merle, what is it, darling?
Well, I've been trying to come up with some way, a device, if you will, to find out what you folks are thinking about, what's troubling you, what it is that you want.
Merle, I have a wonderful idea. Sweetheart, why don't you just ask the folks to call?
What do you mean on the phone?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I tell you, as ridiculous as that may sound, you may notice that I'm not laughing here. I would certainly be dead game to give it a try if you folks would. Well, shoot, why don't we give her a try there? If there is anything on your mind out there, anything troubling you, anything you got up your nose that you'd like to talk about, just give us a phone call here and just feel free to spill your guts all over.
Okay, folks, this is your chance. Tell His Honor what's on your mind. Hey, and if you call and the lines are busy, call again, okay?
Right,
because
right.
we've got extra operators standing by to answer what's going to be the biggest avalanche of phone calls in Fernwood history.
Well, that's well said, Bob. Bob, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, actually, we're ready for that avalanche right now.
Hey, darlings, don't be shy. You know, even though Merle and I stand at the very pinnacle of the Fernwood power elite, we are just plain folks underneath.
Sure.
Well, I guess this is proof positive that we are on live.
Bob, you may have noticed our flag over there. Here we go. Hello, this is your mayor speaking to you. Just feel free to ask anything you want at all, please.
Merle, I'm so glad I got you home. I don't know what to do. Something's happening, and I think my whole marriage is falling apart, and I don't know what to do about it.
Mary, is that you there? Would you might probably want to talk about maybe high prices or...
Prices? No, Merle, I'm telling you about Tom. Ever since Tom's come home, he doesn't want to sleep with me anymore. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's happened or anything. It's
Well,
like
Mary,
it's in a whole different way.
Right. I tell you, are you watching your television right now, Mary? Or...
No, I can't watch. I'm too depressed, but thanks anyway. I just don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do.
Well, hold it there a minute. The reason I ask is because we're on live here.
What? I'm sorry, Merle. I can't hear you now. Merle, I'm sorry.
What?
I can't hear you.
Folks,
Hello?
I'll turn this thing down here. Just a second here. I think probably what we have here is another one of them irate anonymous phone callers, but listen, Wanda, why don't you take the film crew here back into the pantry and show them our staples or what have you?
Oh, gosh, I'll handle it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't believe I've introduced you to my distinctively down-home kitchen.
Mary, listen to me a minute, please.
Here, at any given moment, you're likely to find me rustling up a shoe-fly pie, an apple pandowdy, or some really folksy quiche.
I know what's happening. I've never felt this way before. I don't know what's going on.
Ooh, it sounds like a nor'easter. This kitchen's also where I help work on his lessons for Sunday.
If you've just joined us, we're at home with the Jeters.
Mary, I'm begging you now. I'm begging you.
I know it's so lucky. Merle, help me, please. I'm really scared. It's just all happening too quickly. I can't figure out what it is. I just need help, Merle. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Well, of course, I wish we could talk about No, I don't believe that polygamy is fair to the other person.
Look at Merle.
This is Merle Jeter.
Having a lot of trouble with John Q. Public, huh?
And invite
Hang
you
on,
to
give me
just
another beer, will you?
take off your shoes. Set a spell with
Thought I might find you here.
us. This here's my wife, one.
What's the matter? Run out of things to do behind my back, huh?
No, everything I do is in plain view, Tom.
Hello, this is your mayor's.
I'd like a beer, please.
Just feel free to ask anything you want at all, please.
I'm telling you about Tom. I mean, ever since Tom's come home, he doesn't want to sleep with me anymore.
Isn't that Mary?
What's wrong? I mean, I don't know what's happened or anything.
Well, Mary,
in all different ways.
Right. I tell you, are you
Look at that phone. Look, that's my wife. That's my wife, phone. She's talking about you on TV. Look at that. You got her so confused. She's parading our dirty laundry around television.
I'm not the one who made her unhappy, Tom. It's you. If you treated her better, I wouldn't stand a chance of winning her from you.
What are you talking winning about? What the hell are you talking about?
Mary. I'm in love with her.
Wait, what the hell are you trying to say? You trying to say you're trying to take my wife away from me?
I'm not taking her from you. You're letting her go.
Me?
I can't let this go by. I got to say that.
Tom, you know why I came back to Fernwood. You always knew I came back to get Mary.
Hey, wait a minute, Foley. Wait a minute. You sat in my kitchen yesterday and you told me that you and Mary were friends, and that you wouldn't. You wanted to be open about everything, didn't you? Didn't you say that?
That's right. I am being open about everything. That's why we're having this conversation.
Well, you know what? You're crazy. Hey, look, pal. Look. Hey, Mary doesn't love you. She loves me.
She loves you.
Yeah.
That's right. She loves you out of habit. She loves you out of reliability. Tom, life with you is predictable. And what Mary wants is freedom.
Hey, hold it. Wait a minute. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. You know what you're doing? You're living out a fantasy, Foley. You want to dream? You go ahead and dream. But Mary ain't gonna leave me for you. No way.
Really?
Yeah, really. Look, I married her at 17. I know.
I'm glad you're taking this all so rationally.
You may notice that I'm not laughing here.
Cheers, Tom. May the best man win.
Why don't we give it a try? If there is anything on your mind out there, anything trouble, anything you got up your nose that you'd like to talk about, just give us a phone call here. Just feel free to spill your guts all. Okay. Now, here's on her what's on your mind.
Give me another beer, will you? Listen, I gotta talk to Merle right away. It's important. Is he here? I gotta talk to Merle right now. I mean, it's very important. My marriage is on the line. He's the only one that can fix it up.
What are you doing here, man? What?
Well, I'll tell you, I was gonna talk to you about Mary. It's really important, okay?
Oh,
I'll tell you
listen, Tom, before you start in here, man, let me tell you something, all right? This is just strictly as a friend and all. I hope you take it in the right spirit, but man, you gotta do something about your marriage. I mean, listen, Mary talked the better part of my TV show tonight on that there
what the hell
phone
do you think I
about
want to talk to you
how
about?
much she hates being married to you.
I know. That's what I said. What's that?
Well, that's, Bear. So, Wanda's Bear here, honey.
Oh, thanks.
Well, look, I want to talk to you about a special problem I got with my marriage, that's all.
You been drinking at all?
Yeah, just a little bit. And, hey, listen, can I talk to you alone for a minute? Is that all right?
Sure. No, Tom.
Listen, anything that you can say to Merle, you can say to me, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's Dennis Foley. I mean, he claims that he's in love with Mary, and he's trying to win her away from
Dennis
me.
Foley?
Yeah, Dennis Foley.
Hey, sit down here a minute, Tom. You know, I know your problem and everything. You gotta look at a guy like Foley, you know, as a rough and tumble guy. And, you know, you can tumble in one of them convertible hospital beds. He's proven that to us. And I can see how you got to bear watching a guy like that and everything. But still in all...
Yeah, you know what he told me? Told me, tonight. What? Tonight.
Foley told you that he loves Mary?
Oh. Yeah.
Wow, that is a unique approach to adultery.
And that's why you got to talk to her, because you are the only one she'll listen to, Merle.
Well, I don't know. You sure you know what you're asking me to do here, Tom?
Well, Merle, look, you told me that your relationship with Mary is innocent, right?
Right.
Okay,
We know that.
all right, now.
We know that
Here
now.
is your big chance to prove it, all right? Huh? So talk to her, will you? She'll listen to you, she trusts you, and you tell her what a snake this Foley is, because he's a phony. He doesn't love her, she doesn't love him. It's not gonna work.
Tom,
What?
has it occurred to you that you might be losing one problem and gaining another?
Well, honey, I think you've succeeded in making a fool out of yourself once again. No, I think...
Right.
I think as a Lord Shepherd, dear, to say nothing as being the mayor of Fernwood, I owe it to old Tom here to do what I can to salvage what's left of his marriage. You know, I think the key word here is trust.
Trust?
Yeah, what it boils down to is Tom has got to trust me with his wife, that's all.
Hey, Arlen here.
Thank you.
You two are really something. I guess all we need now to set the stage is Mary Hartman. Mary Hartman.
Oh, Mary. Oh, welcome. We're so glad you could make it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I brought some cookies. These are Nabisco's best. Here's some Oreos and some Nilla wafers and those there.
Whoa, my very favorites. Come in here, let me look at you, darling. Oh, well, you just look absolutely stunning. I love the coat.
Oh, thanks. I found it.
Ma'am?
Yeah. I left Heather at home, with a stack of dishes and just a lot for her there. And Tom, my husband, he hasn't come home yet, but, I have to get back there soon so he can eat his leftovers. Yeah.
I missed you.
Why did you do that?
That was just my way of saying hello.
You could have waved.
You kissed my parents.
Yeah, but not on the lips. I didn't kiss them on the lips.
Sit down now and just relax.
Oh.
Come here.
There we are.
There's an Oreo stuck in my mouth.
I beg your pardon?
There is an Oreo stuck in my mouth.
Oh, dear, here. There. That's better. There.
Thank you.
Mary?
What?
Are you embarrassed that I kissed you in front of my parents?
Dennis.
There's nothing wrong in that. But would I do anything wrong in front of my parents?
No.
Now, Mary, would you like a cup of tea? We brought it all the way back from England. Or some 100% Colombian coffee.
Oh, you, Ben?
Oh, no, dear. This we picked ourselves in Colombia.
Oh, how thrifty of you.
Oh, yes, only the best in our coffee, as in our daughters-in-law.
And Mary, you are the best there is.
Mary, there's something I have to tell you.
What?
I was so overcome by my feelings for you that I told Tom. I hope you don't mind.
You told Tom. Did he punch you?
No. We just talked. But I couldn't help myself. I care so much for you.
Mary, you are a dear and loving human being.
Thank you.
Very sensitive with a lot of love to give. Now, our dentist knows that. And we only hope that you will be able to give him all the love he needs.
I need a lot of love, Mary.
I just think I'd better probably be getting going.
Mary. You can't run away forever.
I think I can. Thank you.
That kiss I gave you. It was just a friendly kiss. But I guess I should apologize and make things right.
Okay.
That was a passionate kiss. Just for the record.
Well, I accept your apology. Thank you all. It's really been nice kissing with all of you. Oh, no, that's okay. You can keep the cookies, all that. I've kind of just lost my appetite. That's... Bye. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I don't know about you, but I am shook. So we begin the episode at the Jeter residence where Merle and Wanda are proceeding with their At Home with the Jeters deal. You know, it follows after yesterday where Wanda is trying to get more fame for Merle, right? Like, he is just trying to develop himself into a potential candidate for the presidency in like 3.5 years at this point. It plays like the comic relief of this episode because it's awkward and it's clearly a bit over the top in how down-homey they are. I'm wondering if the down-hominess that they're playing in this, you know, they've been doing it for like a week and a half or something, is a response to Jimmy Carter and how he was perceived in his early presidency. In any case, the only call that they get is from Mary Hartman, who doesn't realize that she is being heard on live television. And then the scene at the Jeters descends into chaos. And it gets a bit more quiet in the next scene where Tom is sitting at the Capri Lounge having a drink. And it's true that ever since he got back from jail, he's been really distant and different. I'm sure that some of this is the drink. I don't know what else he is feeling exactly. He may be feeling some guilt over having slept with Wanda, but to be honest, based on Wanda and his interactions earlier this week, I feel like he's kind of let go of any guilt about that. But then Dennis shows up, and my read, of course, is that he finally pulls back the curtain on the lies that he has been living since he's come back to Fernwood, since Tom was in jail and Dennis was there saying that no, he came back for some other reason. Well, no, he came back for Mary entirely. All that stuff that he was saying was manipulation, right? That's what I am reading here. That he knew he came back for Mary, but he didn't say it right off the bat. But here he's pulling back the curtain. He is being honest now. And I really do believe that he is being honest. It's just a bit of a disappointment, maybe. I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that he had been lying all this time before, and that even yesterday he said that he was only friends with Mary. But now he is being very outwardly clear that he is in love with Mary and has been this whole time. Even when he was away, I will assume. He didn't talk about when he was away, but clearly he came back to Fernwood because he was in love. Dennis is being straight with Tom when he says, "You're the one who's pushing her away." That's true. Tom has been pushing her away. I don't know if he knows why or how. And sadly, as we see in the next scene, he's not going to Mary about this. He's going to someone else. But for the scene in the Capri, it really ends up being what looks like the promise for the final 6 weeks of the show, this race between Tom and Dennis to win Mary's heart. Please do not spoil this in the comments. But I imagine that you are going to be speculating yourselves about where this is going. And yeah, just if you know something, actually don't say it. Okay, just don't. That's not cool. Then we're back at the Jeters with Tom reaching out to Merle, who he hates, right? Tom really dislikes Merle for the attention that he has given to Mary. And this seems to be a back burner, but I have to remember that Merle did kiss Mary. That seems to have been forgotten a little bit. I don't think Mary has accepted any kind of romantic interest from Merle, but there is still a weird connection between them. So Tom reaching out to Merle as the person that Mary would listen to. I honestly believe that all Tom really needs to do is to come at Mary in peace and work through their specific problems. The main one is Tom's emotional distance, which is fueled by his jealousy over Dennis Foley and fueled by the alcoholism, right? That he is drinking again. I mean, I don't even know if he's working at this point. I forget as well that Tom has a general sense of his life could have been better, which is an element that needs to be considered. I don't know if it's going to be. We've got 6 weeks, so there's time to talk this stuff through. But Tom and Mary are pretty famously bad at communicating with each other. And then we get to the Foley apartment, right? It's a new place. It's not the old place because I think the set was now transformed into Merle and Wanda's house, La Casa de Chica Bonita, I think it was called. I don't remember offhand, but basically pretty girl apartments. Dennis's apartment, this seems like a new place. I don't know where it is, just a vague apartment, but that scene first, that the parents are there creeps me out. Like, that he has brought them in. We don't know them outside of Dennis, right? Like, we don't know who they are other than that they really want Mary to be with Dennis. And they're on board with whatever that means, right? Like, specifically whatever that means being the end of Mary and Tom's relationship. So they're on board with that because it's best for their boy, I guess. They haven't really... We have seen Fiona without Dennis, but really it's in service of Dennis. So I don't know how they feel. But Dennis is being very clear now, right? He's in battle mode, and he greets Mary with what he calls a friendly kiss. And then he apologizes with what he calls a passionate kiss. And at this point, Mary accepts the apology. And that means that she's accepting the kiss. This was another turn, right? Mary has been desolate for the last couple of days at least, right? Verbally desolate. We know that she's been troubled over the last couple of weeks, but it's really escalated to the point where she doesn't realize she's on live television. But Dennis has found his in, and unfortunately Tom is not going directly to the source. Maybe it's that Tom doesn't feel he can communicate with Mary, but that's a problem, right? So Dennis tells Mary that she stays with Tom out of habit. There's a part of that seems true, but I do honestly believe that Mary loves Tom. Mary says that she loves Tom here, and that's what Dennis calls habit. This is a turn for Mary because she is accepting love from Dennis. And that comes in the form of the kiss. We've got 6 weeks. As I mentioned yesterday, I'm going to start asking some questions to sort of field out some stuff I'm thinking about for the final, 6 weeks of the show. I'm still not going to tell you what those questions are, but be ready to think about stuff from the series as you remember it. That's all I'm going to say. Just get nostalgic about this show, and we'll talk about it over the next few weeks, I suppose. So everyone, thank you so much for watching with me. Thank you so much for leaving your thoughts, feelings, and impressions down in the comments. Thank you for getting touchy-feely, and we will see you next week in Fernwood.